So it's a DC boot, and it's got this really comfortable, warm insole. So I got the warmest shoes, and they got good traction on them as well. And I just like skate shoes. So, you know, watching Paige Pierce last week and the week before, and just watching her carefree attitude, she's put in the practice. She doesn't need to worry about, you know, getting in the way of herself during the round, and she's playing really quick. And I kind of did the same thing today. I put in the work. I know how to throw frisbees, and so I'm just going to do the same tomorrow.
I'm pretty comfortable on this course, so I like the way this course suits my game. The weather obviously wasn't ideal. You know, it's pretty wet out here. This course doesn't handle water too well, so you got to kind of, you know, be careful on some of the footwork. And then it was pretty windy as well.
Yeah, I mean, in the conditions like these, where it's cold and windy, it's not a fun combination for throwing frisbees out here.
Everybody's bound to have one or two bad throws today. Just how you manage after that.
There's a lot of OB lines that are very tight on this course, and after every tournament where we have a lot of OB, I keep telling myself, dude, if you would just keep it in bounds, you would have a chance like every time. So that was my mindset before the round, and I'm glad my mindset finally worked also for the first time ever.
It's my first time playing this course, so I'm still learning it a little bit. I had 2 practice rounds on it. I feel like I know what I want to do on every hole. I just need to clean up some mistakes, but I think I can put myself in position to get some more birdies.
Feeling great. I mean, bogey free, OB free. It might be a first in my career, and that feels really good, and I'm proud of it.
I'm a little surprised the scores aren't better. I think my round didn't feel as clean as I was hoping. So, you know, looking to do the same things well tomorrow and then improve on the bad shots.
I think it's going to be less windy and a tiny bit warmer. Sunday is going to look really nice. So weather obviously is a huge factor for us, and I'm just going to keep riding this weird train that you try to avoid your first bogey of the tournament. Hopefully I bogey hole 1 tomorrow, so that's out of my head. That might be an issue. But no, I'm just going to keep playing, see what happens.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Nashville, Tennessee in the 2023 Music City Open, presented by Lone Star Disc. We are BigBarri Commentary, and we are bringing you the 4th stop on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Paul, Jerm, BigBarri, what's up, dude?
Hands up.
Hands up.
It's not getting any better out there. That's all I know.
It's about to get a lot gooier.
Yeah, it's goo. It's the goo out here. This guy didn't goo anything, though. He's 100% in circle 1. Luke Humphries, man, had a great start to the year last year, and now he's kind of trending in that direction again with this lead card appearance.
Out there in comfy boots and hoodies, and just looking so casual out there, and his demeanor.
Yeah.
He's always out there putting good scores together.
Ezra has just been doing this all year. Just kind of a sneaky great season.
Yeah, he's got a Ezra Aderhold on the competition so far, huh? He's been doing very consistent. Yeah, that was a bad one, but whatever. Get him out of the way early, as I say. Simon Lizotte, I mean, another guy. Just these guys are making all their putts, which is just insane. Round 1 was really windy, uncomfortable, and as you saw from these guys, I guess it was their post-game interviews from round 1. They were surprised scores weren't better as well.
Yeah.
And I don't really know if they're going to get much better in round 2. It's not as windy, but my goodness, the rain came down in a serious way earlier in the morning. I think it's probably lightening up a little bit for these guys, but the conditions on this course are not going to be nearly as green as you're seeing right here with this overhead. It's going to be sloppy. It's going to be muddy. The traction could be an issue on the tees, even with the mud is sticking to these guys' shoes, but we will see.
For the Music City Open, sponsored by Lone Star Disc. On the tee, from Wichita, Kansas, Luke Humphries.
And Luke coming in early yesterday with a 7 under, and had the hot round early. Probably didn't think that was going to hold up at 7, but stayed as the top mark all day, tied with Ezra at 7 under. This is too straight to have the best angle. It's through the gap, which is nice, but it's going to be a weird turnover or big forehand from there.
On the tee, from Aberdeen, South Dakota,
see if Ezra tries to cut that corner early with a high hyzer to try to stall out and go left. That's just pretty similar to what Luke did.
Pretty low, too. Didn't really, I don't know. I feel like with that power, you can almost go over the trees and, get left and really take that gap out of play.
Left is huge on this one.
Yep.
And the fan favorite back at it here, Simon, looking at the Anheuser route, and we're going to see it here. This can bite off a lot of distance early. This is going way right. Oh my gosh.
If he gets past everything, it's kind of fine.
Yeah.
Because he can throw another hyzer into there.
4 gallery. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what he chooses. Is that rope going to be in his run-up? Is it going to affect how he attacks the shot? We'll see, I guess.
Didn't even get to announce how this guy made the lead guard again.
Yeah, just a staple.
Normal thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's dedicated himself to the tour, and, I mean, no one's having more fun out there this season than James Proctor. I mean, he's emerging, and he is just laying down solid rounds every day, throwing great shots, making putts. Luke does elect to throw the forehand. Man, he got that thing flipped up flat, straight, immediately, and that thing carried a long way.
Yeah, that's pretty far. It's pretty far in there.
James going high, stall forehand. This is looking good if it can get around that initial corner. No, it can't. But the line was nice.
I wonder if he got all the way caught up or if he got in there. This is high.
This is heading left. Pretty far left, I would say. Yeah, just down the hill, probably just outside C2.
You got the green flag. It's pretty good for a miscue like that. Here's Ezra. Turns it over, though.
Yeah, that's kind of showing why this is the second hardest hole in the course. I mean, it's relatively straightforward. The gap to get to the pin is wide.
This guy did not make it through.
Yeah, this is bad. This is where bogeys are bred. And he's going to have to work hard to save the par now. Outside C1 after 3. But for as straightforward as this hole is, it's not that long. It's 668, but it just plays long. Somehow, some way.
Just a layup's all he had. Maybe a little sidearm turnover, bud. Give it a little bid spin.
Yeah, sure. See
like
that from
that
Luke.
one.
Yeah, I mean, why not? You're not going to hit anything.
You're not making that, dude. What are you doing?
That's not what I mean by hit. I mean, he's not going to hit a branch or roll down.
No metal.
Oh, no, James can't believe it, and I can't either. That was a great-looking putt going through the chain's left side. It wasn't perfectly centered, but still, that could have easily stuck.
I don't think that was a...
Bad catch? You think it was a bad putt?
No, I don't think that was a great angle for us to see what happened. But judging by his reaction, it was probably pretty bad because he's a realist out there.
Yeah, he's not gonna give some dramatic production about.
He's normally not like that.
No, he's pretty even keeled. I agree with that. Yeah, so maybe a tough break there for Proctor, but pars for the other 3. And have we even seen a birdie on one on our coverage? I don't know. I don't remember if we saw one.
Did you birdie it today?
No, I've had 2 great drives and couldn't get to the pin, kind of like this card. I can't quite figure out, can't put my finger on why this hole is being tricky, but it is. And we go from the second hardest hole to the hardest hole. As we take a look here at this tight leaderboard, I mean, everyone's just bunched up. Hole 2 is a par 4, 723 feet, downhill with OB left. That's going to be the main thing to avoid off the tee. But you want to get right side. There is OB right as well. As you can see through this overhead, anything gray is where you don't want to go. But the more right you go, the better access you have downhill to this very tricky pin placement. There's also something that I noticed today's round. There's a bit of a false front on this green. So you actually think that you're close. There's a little bit of a hill. It goes down about a couple of feet. But in your eyes, you think that you're 10 feet away. You're actually 30 to 40.
Yep. Agree with that.
that's going to play some tricks on some of these approaches as well, potentially. They're 2 decent drives.
I had a funny thought. You know how you accidentally said hole 4 because it's always a par 4? I do that a lot.
Yeah.
But what if one day we said like hole 200 or 723? You really?
That is a funny thought. Yeah,
That's funny. That's a
hole
good
723. It's a par 2. 4 feet. Oh, it's stupid. That is going to be an awkward angle. Maybe a backhand flip up. But yeah, it's going to be a backhand flip up for James. This can get tricky. Oh,
You don't get a lot of skips, see?
Yeah.
That's funny.
oh my
It
gosh,
just-
the mud just ate that up.
Yeah, it's like you throw it on a good angle to where you think you would get that power skip down there, and you get nothing. This is the play. If you're over here in this
Yeah,
corner,
yeah.
the sidearm turnover can get all the way
Keep
there.
turning.
This is good, even if
Yeah.
it gets in there to the left.
Yeah.
See?
A guaranteed
It gets
4
down
on this
there.
one. You'll take it all day. Ezra just a bit too tight, a little double kick action back to the edge of the fairway. But yeah, even as good as those drives were, they still, not one of them was in the ideal spot to access the screen. And it's just a very, very specific landing zone.
That was a good shot right there. Wow. Wow, that was good.
And I mean, they did lay mulch on that green, but I mean, you can't even really call it a green anymore. They laid some mulch on that brown, but it just blends in so much with the mud that it's just
Mud.
It's just goo. Hands up. It's just gooey.
Proctor got some on that.
Wow. I mean, if your putts from 90 look like that, just imagine what they're looking like from 30. The guy's just been a machine on the
Straight
greens.
through the bucket. That's what they look like so far.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't putt 90 footers, dude, when you have 25 feet.
Yeah, that's essentially what he did.
Right through.
Too much base. So we're gonna have some pretty happy 4s, I would imagine. You know,
Mine putt like I'm on the moon. Just right over the top. Go forever.
no gravity.
Infinity putt, because it never stops.
Still flying.
Bunch of pars here.
Yeah.
Forgive me, I'm in a goofy mood today. Pretty tired.
We're always tired. It's either late night or early morning for us every time.
Yeah.
You're not finding us at our best. I'll just
No,
put it that
you're
way.
lucky I don't have the giggles yet.
Chris Dickerson,
Off to a nice start there.
yeah, with 3 under through 4.
That's
We said 1 under through 4 is a great start. He is 3 under through 4. If you can be 1 under through 3, and I just mean this hole 3, then you're feeling real good about things. I mean, this is as tricky as a shot this short can really get. What do you think? We're gonna see the flip. Oh, tomahawk. Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Anything that misses that middle set, nice job.
And look, I mean,
There was
hugs
a
and
9
hand
on
pounds.
this one yesterday.
Yeah,
There's a 9.
yeah. Look at this forehand play.
His forehand's in
Ezra inside the circle.
There was one point where when he would throw a sidearm, I was like, okay, let's stick to the backhand. And now he's hitting gaps, flipping shots up, understable forehands.
He showed me something on our approach on hole 2 in our practice round. He had like a late flipping Raptor that was it was an impressive angle to hit.
Ooh. Yeah.
James, that's the one you got to miss. And then there's another one, and then 4 more after those first 2 things you got to miss, and then there's 1 more after that.
Off the rock.
That's a good scramble. But I love how Luke gets 80 feet from the pin, and he's getting hugs and hand pounds. Because that's just, everyone's just pumped to see someone get past those first trees.
We almost saw our first fall. jump butt slide.
What's the over-under on that one today?
30,000.
I'll take the over.
Pretty good bid.
But Ezra's going to walk up here with a good opportunity to make birdie on 3. And he hits a confidence stroke.
Yeah, it is possible.
And there was just I thought it was really intriguing, interesting to me at least, when I came through hole 3 much earlier than these guys are playing, and there was just a gallery of people just sitting around the basket on this hole. I guess it's just something interesting about seeing these top-level pros get beat up by a short hole. And so there's just people just sitting there waiting for someone to get through.
I kind of like it too, though.
It's
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
I don't mind getting beat up by it.
We'll roll the dice a bit.
Yep, I like it.
And Ezra was not the only birdie of the day. There was actually 15 others for a total of 16, which is pretty dang good in my book. So Ezra jumps up to 8 under, and he's going to have to keep the pace with Chris, who's now 400 through 5.
Kyle Klein stepping up for the birdie on 18.
Your Open champion, Gannon Burr.
Another record-setting weekend on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Back-to-back weeks. Winner coming from the chase card. Pretty special stuff. Gannon Burr, Kyle Klein, 2 young superstars on tour, showing you how to get it done.
Hole 4, par 5. 1,112 feet. Out of bounds left, out of bounds right. I mean, just throw it pretty far and straight. You're looking at 400, 450, right in that range. You don't got to get too much off the tee. And then big turnover. I just don't feel like these guys are going to have big problems with it with this hole. It's just getting it through that on the second shot.
You'd think. And it is averaging below par, which it was not in round 1. But it just it hasn't been as easy as, again, I think a lot of us thought it might be. And I guess that's partly due to conditions.
Didn't we see a star frame on it yesterday? Is this the one?
Yeah, we did.
All right.
I guess I'm just talking about for the field.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, the field's terrible compared to these guys.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, these are the best of the field.
Okay. Right in the middle.
Yeah, and as long as you're not tucked in right or so far left that you're out of bounds, you're fine. The second shot has a ton of airspace.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and this is what you have to avoid. This is gonna, yes, go up.
Head out of bounds. You could probably still birdie it from there.
If anyone could. I thought we might see more plays for the eagle.
Yeah.
If the wind conditions are favorable in the final round, then maybe we might be able to.
Yeah. I don't think Simon, with this angle, can bogey it. Like he just throws it too far.
Yeah,
he'd have to do something.
Right. I mean,
crazy.
that's exactly where you want to be after your second shot, and essentially that was his second throw.
The farther left you are, the better kind of coming in here. This needs to get through these trees. I feel like they do. They just kind of go through there.
I know, it's funny. I've seen quite a few get through that early gap as well. So Luke is going to be out there in the field. He's probably going to be about 330 to 350 away from the pin, so he's still got some work left.
This one's got the boom sauce.
Yeah, that's the perfect angle. Getting that late stability glide at the end. Full flight for Proctor. Ezra, I mean, this guy's got the extra gear, but he's actually getting his carry away right. Again, not a problem out there, but I think Ezra probably wanted to get a little bit of that James Proctor late flight. I like this. Keeping this high, giving us a chance to get on that skippy ground, slide into the hill. That was beautiful execution from Luke. Looks pretty straightforward when you're out here in the field, but there's a lot to consider with that. The slope on the green, as steep as it is, leading away from the basket. And you're going to see it just like that right there, just barely hung on.
Surprised he didn't come in with a kind of a softer lander there.
Wow.
But that was great.
Yeah.
But he's got that controlled kind of Annie shot. I'm surprised.
Yeah, sure. Likes doing that little nose up, spinny wrist flip kind of thing.
If I had that, man, I would just be showing it off.
Yeah, he does. He tends to show it off quite a bit. Yep. Proctor, no way, not again. Are you serious? 2 through 4 to go right through the chains.
And he didn't really overreact that time. So
yeah,
I think the first one was pretty bad.
Pretty bad, yeah. Yeah. Tend to agree with you there. Because I would argue that one was a bit left.
Yeah, it was left for sure.
A bit left.
It went through the chains. I mean, these chains are weak. These are weak sauce baskets. They really are. They don't pay me enough to lie to you guys. These baskets. They don't hold the putt that well. But if you hit center on them, they do all right.
I mean, I could talk for hours about baskets, and yeah, I'm not going to confirm or deny. I will save that for another forum. But I have some opinions. Dickerson still holding on to a lead here. He's doing that thing he does in Tennessee. He's playing pretty well so far.
Yeah.
But so are these guys. They're not really trailing that bad, and a good par save for Simon right there. As we head over to the 5th hole, par 4. 587 feet, but it's pretty tricky because you have to make the whole play closer to 630. You got to go pretty far left, actually. If you see that creek there, most players are going to try to just throw about 50 feet left of that creek, which opens up about a 315-foot approach.
Yeah.
Right about
That's
there.
Really good.
Yeah, it'll just be like a tiny little baby flex forehand, probably with another Raptor coming up here for Ezra. Ezra? What'd I just say?
Ezra. Never heard anybody call him that, but I kind of like it.
I kind of like it too. What up, Ezra? Luke is going to be a little bit tight. Probably going to have to throw a big, high, wide forehand hyzer.
Yeah, this one has a little too much want on it on the Anheuser angle.
Don't know what Simon's going to be left with there, but I don't think he's going to love it.
Proctor's kind of got a little wonky sidearm.
Yeah, it gets the job done.
Yeah, for sure.
It's got some wonky tonk to it, for
but
sure.
But it's got a lot of power for that move.
It's a perfect place to have wonky tonk, though. This is like wonky tonk capital of the world.
Look at this. I mean, that's so good. That's far, flexing. Yeah. Slow down, actually.
Oh, my gosh.
That was
far. Business on it.
Yeah. Well, he's not in the smaller kind of sizes for human beings.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a big guy. Big kid.
Yes.
Strong.
Mm-hmm.
Strong like
stocky. And Luke elects to go with the forehand Anheuser with the overstable. Gets a clipped, I think, initially right out of his hand. Didn't really get full flight on that. And Simon's going to overturn. I mean, that's just, you really can't do much from where Simon's angle is. It's a very specific landing zone for a blind shot.
And that was a good little angle to see how much moisture is on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So it had a little, what do you call that, fishtail right there?
Rooster tail, right?
Rooster tail, maybe.
Yeah, fish's tails don't really kick up water because they're just always
They're
in
just
water.
out.
Yeah.
They're just out there, like a shark tail.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. Par bid for Proctor coming up just short. Nice effort, but a little low. And there's a nice, solid birdie stroke again for Ezra. Those birdie putts are looking good right now. 3 in a row.
Tied for second place. But right now, as I see up above to the right, tied for first place. Luke hanging in there. Lizotte needs to get on a heater here soon.
Ezra came out here early. He was out here early last week. He's been here for, I mean, by the time the competition started, nearly a week.
Okay.
So, if not more than a week. So he's played plenty of practice rounds on this new layout. His game plan is looking solid. And as you'd imagine, just from the tightness that we had after round 1, there's just going to be a big time shuffle going on with these top 4 or 5 cards. See if someone could get to double digits today. That's something that we were expecting to see in round 1. Didn't quite get there. As we fly over the par 5 6th, it's 976 feet and uphill most of the way, flattening out, and it kind of does a little S snaky turn once you get up to the top of the hill. Ezra's got the distance. Does he have the left? Does not, and that is going to be dicey.
Yeah, that's just going to be a pitch out somewhere. People I played with went over the top with like some grenades and stuff.
How'd that work out?
Good for a couple of them and bad for one of them.
That's ideal right there. Luke just played the perfect tee shot essentially, and the only thing you can do better is just get straighter, longer. But as far left as you want to be, Luke and Simon are both in great spots.
Yeah.
And James is looking to perhaps throw the best drive of the group, and he does so by a long shot. I think that's an ideal position. He could even potentially be in a spot where he could get a bit frisky, maybe even make a play for the eagle.
This needs to slow down.
Oh no, you're dead to rights there. Hey, Luke just took that good drive and just erased any chance at birdie.
Man, this guy was not afraid to throw it really hard.
And that's the eagle attempt, but he has gone out of bounds unless he gets incredibly lucky. No, not going to happen.
I think he was really going for the eagle.
Maybe not eagle, but I mean, like, his range is up to 100 feet, and I think he can get to 100 feet.
Yeah. I mean, that thing was cruising.
Yeah.
Wherever it was going, it had some want for sure.
Now, this should be interesting. Ez has got the power to get there in Heiser. I think he might have put himself wide left to intentionally try to play for the pin.
I feel like that needs to sit.
Yeah, that's going left, but yeah, puts the brakes on. He's in C2 maybe. It's on the edge of C2, but he's looking at a birdie putt.
It's a little bit downhill from where he was, but that plays 460 to the pin from that spot.
And Simon also going over the top of everything. Oh, and playing lawn darts. Good thing it rained earlier in the day, because that was most likely heading out of bounds if the ground were firmer. Luke will be left with about 270 to save his par. And really nicely controlled forehand approach.
Yeah.
He makes the game look so easy when he's grooving. Can equally go back and forth with the forehand backhand combo without really giving up anything.
Yeah, simple. Real simple game.
Feels that way sometimes. Good approach from James. And Ezra almost connects on a huge bonus birdie.
Simon gets a weird little lift there. It is still out there, the wind. It's still swirling around just a little bit. That's a good putt. Can't spit those ones out.
Yeah. Low, tiny bit of, just like a dash of hyzer. Maybe two dashes of hyzer. Good nose angle.
You don't want it flat going downhill into those. That's when you do get the pop outs.
Yeah.
Like you said, a little dash of hyzer in there and make sure that gets those chains out of the way. Most of the time you want the disc to flip upside down, land upside down in the bottom.
in all of my practice putting. When I have the best sessions, each and every one of my discs seems to be upside down. I just
stack your putters. It's a great drill.
Yeah.
Get 2 of them and try to stack them on top of each other. Upside down, that is.
Taking a look at the leaderboard, we've got Anthony Barella, Gannon Burr, and Ezra now all tied at 10 under. No surprise, it is another tight one here. And on these difficult courses, it's just hard to separate.
Yeah, it is. This one right here is a separator
for sure.
This one's 535 down the hill, out of bounds to the right. Once you get a little bit short of basket height, go past it, you're out of bounds as well. If you go too wide here off the tee, you can see that out of bounds lines. But these guys don't have to worry about that. I mean, that is
just way too high. You can't. I don't care who you are. You're not getting there. All highs are that high.
Yeah.
Not even a great, bulky Ezra Aderhold. That's just, you're going so far downhill. It's just going to start stalling at a certain point. This is a better height for Luke.
Yeah, he went up the middle too.
Big rock skip.
Still got to look in there.
I like the down the middle play because I just feel like, for the guys who don't have that extraordinary distance, you certainly bring in the distance much more likely to get there with that straight flat shot going down the hill. Simon coming up short too. This one's just been tough for people to reach. Proctor make the adjustment. Well, he's getting a nice roll. A really nice roll.
Yeah, what is that, an extra 30 feet about? 40 feet?
Took him from back edge of C2 to front edge of C1.
Okay, carry the 2. Yeah, about 32 feet there.
Something like that.
Oh, not his best time, but that's fine.
Just all the different typical Simon reactions. The turnaround, doesn't even want to look at it. The throw the hands up and disgust. The looking up in the sky and laughter one. That's another good one. He's got many different fun reactions. And let's call it 45. And let's call it in.
That was a good one. Good catch. Kind of gave it back with that left side this time.
James is 2 down on this hole. Apparently he made like a 80-foot downhill death putt on this whole first round.
Wow.
That's picking up 2 strokes on most of the field. This is a hole such a big percentage of the field is taking par on. 76% pars. Only 7% birdie. And 17% bogey and above. And a lot of those bogeys, I would imagine, are people trying to do what James did right there. Putting themselves in C2, getting aggressive with their putt, probably running past the basket. That's a pretty common way to take a 4 here on 7.
Yeah. I mean, it could be just the easiest part of your life.
Yeah, sure. If you've got 450 feet of stock hyzer, you can get down that hill and set yourself up for a little jump putt layup all day. So that's James's first birdie of the round, and he's scrapping. He's at 1 over right now. And they're all chasing 10 under right now.
Tricky little bugger here. Par 3, 315. Stable disc on the left to right and hyzer. Kind of pushes you straight up this way, and then you got to get some good ground play. You're going to see a couple sidearms, people just playing at this circle's edge, and that's nice too. That works. Always thought it interesting, the people who have that much control to where they're like, I'm just going to not throw the correct shot, because the correct shot here would be a left to right and hyzer, and just throw the sidearm to 33 feet.
Yeah, and then just trust my putting.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like this. I mean, that is just...
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So
30.
I don't think that necessarily hurt his distance to the pin. I think that it would have been around that same mark over to the right side if he misses that rock.
Yeah.
But I think you said it right off the on the breakdown of the hole. It's all about ground play. Up here, you can see how muddy the ground is, but there's also a ton of rocks and sticks that weren't quite cut all the way down to the earth that just make a lot of interesting plays up here. You're not going to see too many discs that just slide up naturally as you're used to seeing.
Good shot there from Simon.
James from distance, that's just a little bit off, right? Awkward stance.
Yeah, tough angle to try to get anything to move from right to left from a putt at that distance.
Luke doesn't even look like his shoes are like even laced up. He just looks like he's out there. He just got done with a little skate session in the morning. Maybe took Hogan for a walk and just came out here.
What is he skating on? A tractor?
Oh, he's going to a parking lot.
Come on, dude.
He's skateboarding in a parking lot somewhere, dude. He's shredding the gnar. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you could strap those things onto a snowboard, dude. Who's he kidding?
Ezra
with skateboard with those quad hoppers.
I'm not talking about skating with those shoes. I'm saying like the personality of he just did something probably extreme in the morning is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you.
Climbed
Everest.
Slammed him out. He slammed a Mountain Dew and then did a backflip off something is all I'm saying.
He does do those.
Ezra with the only birdie of the group. And that brings him to 11 under. And this is becoming a solid round. I mean, if you are shooting 4 under on the front 9, boy. But he's got a chance to get it to 5. And he needs to if he wants to keep pace right now with Dickerson, who's just doing that home state thing he does every time he gets to Tennessee. Really, anytime he gets to the East Coast.
I wish I had that for like Arizona. Just be like, I
know.
Defend.
I don't get it.
Come in here, everybody, eat.
Yeah, you're a great host in Arizona. You let a lot of people win there. It's nice of you. Hole 9, par 3, 391 feet downhill. So the distance isn't really the key here. The problem is the scraggle fest of this big tree at the bottom of the hill.
He doesn't like it.
I don't love it either. Not to get to the pin, but
to get to the out of bounds.
Oh wow, he does find the left side. Okay.
Does he like have 500 feet on that sidearm?
I thought you were gonna say, does he have like 500 muscles? And to that, I was gonna say yes. But I don't know how much distance he has with his forehand. I don't think we've quite seen his max power yet.
You ask him tomorrow for me.
How many muscles he has or how much footage he has?
I know how many muscles he has. How much footage does he have in his muscles?
Sorry. All right. James Proctor, that is ideal. And that low line is becoming more and more enticing. We saw Chris Dickerson do that in round 1.
This is zinged. This needs to slow down too.
Yeah. That's going to be OB left, pretty similar to where Ezra goes out of bounds. But yeah, I'm in love with that shot there from Proctor, showing the angles and the distance at the same time. And this looks really good from Simon as well.
Down slope. Nice.
I think that high plays a sucker gap now. Seeing these low skip shots as good as these last two have been.
Or which one are you doing, Sire?
I went low today and I put it to 25 feet.
Nice.
So, I mean, I just got a par on the hole, but but yeah, the low shot seemed to make a lot more sense. The high shot it's tricky. I'm telling you, it's hard to judge how wide those limbs get at the very top of the tree.
I would say that going high kind of takes this out of bounds, out of play, but we saw Ezra just throw it straight out of bounds going high. So,
and he wasn't necessarily even guaranteed the up and down bogey save. That was a pretty awful little lie.
I'll tell you this. If I threw mine high, there is no way I go out of bounds deep.
Sure. It's a good regulator for some players, for sure. But Ezra's got about 500 pounds of muscles. So he's got, I don't know what that is in pound-foot of torque, but it's a lot.
500.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, 460 foot of distance with the cider.
460, that's what you think? Yeah,
I
sure.
think so.
Why not? And Luke thought it might have had a chance for a bit.
Yeah, it kind of did. That was a good little bit over those branches there.
And Simon for the birdie, showing great angle control and distance, just like Proctor. Those were two ideal forehands. First birdie of the round for Simon on hole 9. All pars to this point.
Weird.
Yeah. But he is, I believe, still bogey-free through the event.
No way.
Yeah, I think so. I think he said he went OB-free, bogey-free first
right.
round.
Yeah, in his interview.
So, yeah, he is still...
And that's Ezra's first bogey of the round.
Of the round, yes. I don't recall him having in the first round, but he may have. Luke will tap that in. He'll finish the front 9 at even par. Just one birdie, one bogey. And let's take a look at that leaderboard, Paul. One player stands out.
Chris is having a day. 7 out of 11. That's really good on this course, especially with the conditions that we have. Still kind of drizzling out there. And it's very wet, and he is just doing his thing. But you come down the leaderboard, you got a lot of people kind of doing their thing.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it many times about how tight this event has been, how tight the last 3 events have been. Just one player being 3 strokes ahead seems like a lot more than it actually is. Yeah. But it is noteworthy because he is definitely starting to show that this course can be broken down a little bit.
Yeah.
And that double-digit under par score is in danger of happening. Maybe a new course record being set today in round 2. We have moving day here Saturday. Oh, there's a look at that putt on hole 1 for James. Not a good result. We want to thank you guys, obviously the Founders Club. You guys are the glue behind the whole operation. We seriously appreciate you so much. Thanks for watching. That's going to do it for the first half of the tournament. We've got the second half in the Music City Open coming right up with the back 9 on round 2 from JomezPro.